Well, welcome to your favorite podcast. This is not the Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Ellen show. No Jimmy Oprah here. This is The Right Show. We come to you each and every week talking about the news of the week. It's kind of a wrap-up show, and it's very entertaining, very fast-paced, very fun. Now, it's not just a podcast because people are watching the video now. So if you are, put your comments there. You might get highlighted. People are going to see you from all over the world. We got people from North Korea all the way to South Korea watching. We got people from California all the way to New York and everything in between. Now, today we're going to do a Tesla terrorist breakdown. We are going to talk about these horrible radical leftists who are so angry that Donald Trump won and so angry that other entrepreneurs are helping him with his mission that they're going to take it out on not the company, like buy a beer and shoot it like Kid Rock did. No, they are going to shoot your car, smash your vehicle, go to the car lot and destroy the Teslas there. So we're going to go into all that. I have video footage. I want to be the guy. I want to be the go-to YouTuber that has every single Tesla terrorism incident on camera and do like a wrap up. Wouldn't that be fun to watch them one by one by one? And you're going to see a very similar pattern. You're going to see mentally deranged people. You're going to see people wearing masks. You're going to see people who are, they got a Bernie Sanders sticker on their car, or I voted for Kamala Harris sticker, or don't blame me, I bought this Tesla before I knew Elon was crazy. You got AOC talking about how she's smarter than Elon. It's so funny how everyone on the left is so much smarter than the guy who helps develop with his team boring machines that are going under the ground, space machines that are going into space, and then vehicles that are covering the electric model that they begged for right here on land. So today is a Tesla terrorist wrap-up, and it's going to be good. Now, this is episode 136. We come here every single week. It's a support group for normal people, and it is also Nowruz. So if you're Persian, or if you have a friend who's Persian, or a boss who might fire you soon if you don't say Happy Nowruz, boss, you might want to do that now so he realizes, whoa, that's one of my star employees. This guy knows Nowruz? You have management written all over you. Why are you not in the executive meetings? So this is a great way to get on good terms with your boss, your wife's dad, or your girlfriend's uncle. All right. So where are you from and what is your favorite Tesla product? Start putting that in the comments right here, right now, while we go into comedy. Because Jay Leno said something that hit close to home. Jay Leno did a shout out for Dry Bar Comedy. Many of you met me for the very first time on Dry Bar Comedy specials. I have 200 million views when you account for all the different splices and clips and my full special that they've shared online. So here's what Jay Leno had to say about Dry Bar comedians who often go overlooked by the radical leftist in charge of Comedy Central, Netflix, and HBO. But here's Jay Leno speaking politely about it.
Every now and then I like to watch this Dry Bar comedy because it's pure, clean comedy. I have nothing against working dirty. It's fine. But it's just when the punchline is an obscenity, well, that's not really a joke.
Right.
So when I watch that, I go, first of all, it's people I've never seen or heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Doing clever material that has to meet a certain standard,
To meet a certain standard. That's what I'm talking about. That standard is what Dry Bar hits you with when you're a stand-up comedian. You're trying to, you're trying to get a special with them. They send you a list. They go, okay, you want to do a special on Dry Bar? First of all, it's called Dry Bar. So no drugs, no alcohol. The material can't even touch that. Now, they say it better be clean enough that somebody's daughter, teenager, grandma, and great-grandma can all be in the same room laughing at the same time. Do you know how hard that is to come up with material that many generations can enjoy? So what I've enjoyed doing is taking my material and adding innuendo. So instead of saying the bad word, just kind of wink and nod to it. Like, the famous joke I have is about, hey, I did a show on a yacht, and these women on the yacht were beautiful. I was entertaining. In fact, they looked so good. I knew if some of them fell overboard, they were going to float because they came with their own flotation devices. That is as dirty as you can get with Dry Bar. It's clean because what I don't know. He's floating. Although I did that joke once and I said, don't explain to the kids what that means. And a 10-year-old kid came up and goes, I know what that joke meant. So just so you know. But anyways, doing dry bar has allowed me to work weddings, fundraisers, church events, because they say, oh, this guy can do 45 minutes to an hour without going super dirty. If you want to come catch a show, I'm going to be in so many different cities: Austin, Houston, Ogden, Vegas, Tampa, Janesville, Wisconsin, Calgary, Canada, and we just added San Diego, Phoenix, and let's not forget Ontario, California. If any of those cities make sense to you, go on kvon.tv, kvon.tv, or Bastrop. I'm going to be in Bastrop. Never even heard of Bastrop. It's in Texas. kvon.tv. Go ahead. Book a ticket. You're going to see me. I'm going to hang out after the shows, meet and greet, take pics, sign my new book, all kinds of stuff. All right. So as I said, we're the one show that'll put your comments up on the screen. We're going to see what you had to say. Jeannie Dubé says, I finally got the notification. You are online. Thank you. Zach says, what is going on with these Tesla terrorists? We're going to find out. Amira is supporting extra just like me. I'm going to do this too. She said, I am proudly getting a Tesla when my lease is up on my car. So my question for you was, what is your favorite Tesla product? For me, I already bought a Tesla product. I don't have a Tesla car. I bought Tesla solar panels for my house. So on the roof are these like really cool looking panels. And then it comes down to this nice white box, the converter, and it says Tesla right across. So now I can mount a little, when I get a car. Right now it charges up the whole house, okay? But when I get a Tesla car, I'm going to plug in one of those little wall chargers, connect to it. No more gas station, baby. So if you know anything about me, I never buy the first round. I never buy the first round of any technology. iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm like, work out the bugs. Your boy came in on the iPhone 7. Tesla's been around, like Tesla 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about time to start looking at Tesla because they've worked out the bugs, the kinks, and you can now get somewhere close to 300 miles per charge. Is that true? Correct me if I'm wrong. 300 miles is about what I need. I got to get all the way to California from Nevada or all the way to Utah before I don't want to drive an hour and a half and then sit down for 25 minutes. Okay. I'm half Persian. I have business to run. I have to get to where I'm going. I have appointment to do. Okay. Thank you. All right. So someone said, my favorite Tesla product is the coil. Oh, interesting. Interesting. All right. So let's take a look at a fun little thing before we go any further. How long can one person stay in a Walmart? Never thought I'd even ask that question. This video is going viral. A guy was on Instagram. He wanted to see how long he could be inside a Walmart before he finally got kicked out. The answer might surprise you. Keep your eyes peeled. Is this the number you'd guess?
How long can you stay in a store before you get kicked out? Well, I paid somebody to do this at Walmart to find out. So I had him arrive at 8 a.m. with the goal of lasting the entire day, with the only rule being that he had to behave and couldn't break any rules. So he can obviously do things like shop or walk around or even just hang out, but nothing to deliberately get him kicked out because I really wanted this to be natural. Now, obviously the first couple of hours were seamless as he just pushed around a cart and hung out in different aisles, but eventually decided to test out some electronics and play with some kids' toys to keep his mind occupied. His willpower was depleting quickly though, because by hour 5 he was already in the garden smelling flowers, probably wishing he could get some fresh air, which I thought would bring some attention to him, but luckily he was still unnoticed. Eventually though, around hour 7 he decided to lay down on a couch, and that's when employees started to notice his existence. At that point he clearly had eyes on him for the next 15 minutes before eventually going to check out some shoes, and that's when he had multiple employees come up to him asking what he was doing before ultimately getting kicked out of Walmart for loitering. So the answer is 7.5 hours in case anybody was wondering, but free my man, he literally did nothing.
7.5 hours. It makes sense. You walk into the garden department, sit in a chair. After 5 hours, they might even offer you a job. Very well done. That was very fun. And now we all know 7.5 hours. Thankfully, we don't have to do the experiment now. They did the hard work, so we don't have to. All right, we're going to catch up in the comments and go into our Tesla terrorism. Oh, we have many people buying Teslas coming up. Zach saying, me too. Amira said, I watched you on Dry Bar 2020, helped get you through the quarantine. That was horrible. The quarantine, the only good thing of the quarantine was I met so many of you. Kayvon, what was your favorite event so far? My favorite event as a stand-up comedian, well, it's kind of different. When you're touring with a bigger name headliner, you get to just chill. So that was obviously very fun. Working with Tommy Davidson from In Living Color, working with D. Ray Davis, going on stage at one of his events where I'm just one of the guys, and Russell Peters, Maz Jobrani, where we go to a big, beautiful theater in Toronto with 2,000 people. And after the show, who's that new guy? You get so much love as the new guy because you only had to do 15 minutes on stage. Anyone that's been working hard can be funny for 15 minutes. You don't have to do any heavy lifting. And the women come up and the guys, and they're throwing money at you. And they want, give me your T-shirts, give me your hats, give me your book. And you're like, geez, my pockets are full thanks to this. So my favorite events were opening for other people in that period of my life. And now, personally, doing big theaters on my own. Probably one of my favorites when I did the Alex Theater in Glendale, California, because in Glendale, this theater is like a lot of Armenians, a lot of Persians, but a lot of Americans showed up. I think it holds 600, 800 people. And I felt so good, dude. Just bam, bam, bam. I'm working the whole stage. I was like, if they were filming this, that could have been a comedy special. So SoCal, something about SoCal when you're away from all the horrible legislation. It's a very fun place, and it's a shame what the left has done to SoCal. All right. Now, let's get into this Tesla terrorism talk. TTT. Do you guys like TTs? Tesla terrorism talk? The left will just never cease to amaze me, okay? They have decided that they're going to take it upon themselves to destroy a car that they don't own, to stick it to the man. The Tesla is the worst vehicle in the world to try to vandalize. It is the only car that comes equipped with multiple cameras, stock. Other cameras, might be added to a car, but the Tesla has a camera. That's why we're getting so much footage of the radical left doing things, sticking their hand down their pants to pull out whatever's in there and smear it on the car. What does that really do? I go to the Costco car wash, $7 later, it's gone. But you just look like an idiot, and it shows your intellect, it shows your mental health, all at an all-time low. And you knew Trump couldn't just win, and then Kamala goes away, and Biden is resting in peace somewhere in Delaware, and it would just go away. The left, what they do is they took a little breather, and now they're cranking up their social terrorism, making the world uncomfortable. They're going to look for a police officer who arrested some guy the wrong way soon, and now it's going to become a name on a T-shirt. We're all going to have to learn Jermaine Jenkins or whatever, because the left has to look for little instances to terrorize the country in order to then say, look what happened under him. Now, if you just vote for us, all this could go away. Capiche? Beautiful country you got here. I'd hate for anything else to break. You might want to vote for our guy Gavin Newsom so we can smooth things out. Okay? So these are like Italian terrorists, but these are Tesla terrorists. So let's go through these videos one by one. I want to assemble the master compilation of Tesla terrorism. So this is the one-stop shop where you need to go to see all these idiots, and then we can make fun of them, expose them, find them, make sure that they go to jail for 20 to 30 years, because this is not just, I don't like this car. This is now a movement. This is an agenda-driven movement, and it is terrorism. Let's go to video number 1. He needed to chase it down the street. Imagine seeing a car go by and you're so angry because you live in New York or LA or Seattle or Portland that you have to chase the vehicle down the street. If you blinked, you missed it. Just look in his eyes, zoom in, get close to the camera, and look at the kind of person to watch out for when you're on the roads. Now, you don't know anything about that driver. That driver probably voted for Kamala. The Tesla truck had to be pre-ordered like 4 years ago. So Elon was, bringing you the electric vehicle, getting rid of the carbons. The planet is the most, how dare you? How dare you? The planet was the most important thing, and Elon brought them what they wanted. You'd think there'd be a little equity there where he goes, look, I've brought you guys this car because I took what you said and I made it into a vehicle that could sustain and run on electricity. But I also have seen this over here I'd like to fix. But no. Once he bought Twitter, which calls it X now, It was over. It was called on site. In the hood, the brothers say it's on site. So if you see anything Elon or Elon Musk or Tesla related, it's on site. You're allowed to do whatever you want if you're a terrorist. Let's look at the second video.
Just look at the vandalism to this $100,000 Tesla Cybertruck. Dozens of Cybertrucks at a parking lot in Fort Lauderdale were spray painted with a vulgar term directed at Tesla owner Elon Musk. Some vandals recorded themselves in the act. Across the USA, owners of the distinctive-looking vehicles say they're being targeted by strangers. Cybertruck owners are being flipped off in traffic.
That's probably happened about 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
They also wrote a nasty message. It's gotten so bad, Emler Morales won't take his purple Cybertruck certain places.
Mine is purple, so it grabs a lot of attention. And so I think twice about places I need to go to and make sure that I really need to go.
Dr. Kumate Jaroj got nasty calls when Cybertruck haters found out he was a doctor.
I hope you kill yourself. Please do the world a favor.
He told me to put a bullet in my brain.
Angry protesters stormed a Tesla dealership in New York City. And look, this Tesla driver flips the bird at them. There are also lots of videos online of people reacting to Cybertrucks.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
I was curious what kind of reaction I would get driving a Tesla Cybertruck around New York City, so we rented one to find out, and it didn't take long. We had one guy boo at us, another guy cheered, one lady stuck her tongue out, and then somebody just gave us a thumbs up. So the reaction was kind of mixed. So do these Cybertruck owners?
If you saw what I saw, these are not racist, white supremacist Nazis. The left is smashing, destroying, scratching, and otherwise yelling at cars going by with Filipinos in it, Persian doctors driving it, elderly people, but you can't stop them because in their mind, this is why they have to do this. As long as they're fighting racism or Nazis, then they can do whatever they want with impunity. So it's very important they label you a racist or a Nazi to justify how they're going to attack your car, smash your car, and they do it when no one's looking, or they'll jump out of the woodwork. You saw the gentleman, he was looked like maybe a Latino, who said he has to plan where he's going to drive now just to make sure it'll kind of be a good idea or safe. I don't want that kind of a life, and I don't want that kind of a country. Tesla is an American-made vehicle, invented and designed by an African-American. The richest man in the world in America is African-American. And that just shows that America is not set up for people that own slaves and live here forever, and they're just stealing money. Elon is rich because he immigrated here within the last 40 years, and he designed something people needed over and over and over, and he gave so many people a benefit that they asked for that he is reaping the rewards. If I design a new way to brush your teeth and 1 billion people want to buy one for $1, I did not steal anything from these people. I provided a service. I got my $1 billion because I did something good for people. I gave them a new alternative to what they were using and made their breath fresher, which is great for the whole world in the long run. So this is why we look at the left, we laugh at them, we mock them, but you also want to think about your Second Amendment. You want to think about pepper spray. You want to think about taking courses on how to defend yourself, because they have labeled you now a terrorist, a Nazi, a racist, and they're going to justify any kind of action against you, your family, and your children. So be on alert. Now let's look at this next video of what was going on at a dealership. So now this is no one involved. This is just a lot. A guy decided to buy a car lot and offer Teslas for sale. Well, that wasn't good enough for these people.
Cut off and berated, and it was all captured on camera. And the woman that was driving said the man that did all this was angry because she was driving a Tesla. As Fox 13's Alejandro Guzman explains, that woman was just trying to get to a doctor's appointment. She has the latest from South Lake Union outside of the Tesla showroom.
This encounter has left this mother pretty shaken up. She's just grateful that things didn't escalate physically. At the same time, though, she's afraid to drive her car anywhere, as we're seeing a growing number of incidents targeting Tesla owners, not just here locally, but nationwide.
I was thankfully by myself.
Lee was on the way to a doctor's appointment in Linwood Wednesday morning when she says all of a sudden a driver behind her just laid on the horn as they came up to a red light. Things spiraled out of control when a white SUV followed her and cut her off, stopping in the middle of the road.
Gets out and walks straight up to my window. So I cracked my window and I said, what is the problem? And he goes, you need to sell your car. This is a Nazi car. You're driving it. You need to sell your car.
Lee says she's been driving a Tesla for the last 2 years. She says a man wearing a camouflage jacket and a ski mask attacked her for it.
It's really sad, that this is what's happening to people who honestly, it doesn't affect how I believe or what I believe. It's just the car I drive. Being in Seattle, climate's important, our footprint's important. This seemed like the right move for our very busy family.
This, however, isn't the first incident or act of vandalism reported. We've seen attack after attack after attack. Teslas set ablaze at the Las Vegas Service Center earlier this week, with the culprit leaving behind the word resist. In Oregon, shots were fired at a dealership, and in Massachusetts, charging stations were torched. These incidents have only intensified since CEO Elon Musk has taken a prominent role in the Trump administration while slashing government jobs and spending.
Felt so intentional, felt exactly what he was there to do.
There was even a website, now taken down, sharing the personal information of Tesla owners to pressure them to sell their vehicles.
If it was to align with what we thought, that it's easy to just, turn over a $60,000 car and find something new that works. That's not a decision that everybody can make overnight. And I think that puts a lot of us in a hard position.
Now, since being confronted, Lee says that she started taking the highways in order to feel more visible and avoid those back road stop signs. At the same time, though, she also tells me that she's made several reports regarding this incident. We're waiting to hear back if this individual is going to be facing any consequences. In Seattle, Alejandra Guzman, Fox 13 News.
A sad world we live in where you can't even own your own car and have it get destroyed and go on the news and say what happened. Notice she had to crop herself to hear when she talked about how her car got destroyed so as not to have anyone come after her in the future. So this is what you do when you live in a blue city and someone robs, beats, violates, and terrorizes you. You have to be here. This is reminiscent of what's going on with the cartels, South America. And this is why if anyone on the left ever calls you a racist or a Nazi, remind them. The left are socialists. They're national socialists. The reason they're mad at Elon is because he's cutting the money off that feeds the left. Once government gets real big, then there becomes lots of different things the government needs. The department of this, the department of that, the department of that. And all these departments get filled up with college students that graduated with DEI degrees and from the left. And so it's just a feeder system. So these jobs are not real jobs. A radical leftist could not get a job in the real world because they have to show up to work where someone needs to make a profit in order to keep the company alive. So the radical left always finds themselves in bureaucratic jobs the government offers so they can never be fired. Does that make sense? So, you have a law firm or you have a company, you're going to hire people that are going to get the job done. But have you ever been in the DMV? These aren't people that want to get the job done. They got their degree and now they're going to sit there. Next. Okay, I'm not seeing you today. Go sit down. That's the customer. If you got that customer service that hurts, this budget, you would never rent there again. But in the government, you don't have a choice. So when Elon's going in with a sledgehammer and smashing these departments and ending these jobs that would never work, if those people were good at their job, at any job, they could put a resume out there, get with people they know, start a company, do what Elon had to do what Donald Trump had to do what I had to do, start your own business. But because they're in their fishbowl and he just smashed the fishbowl, the sharks are out in full force. They are disgruntled. They are angry. They want payback. And so they need to get their troops going and cause social unrest in order to make life uncomfortable for all of us. Send a message to people. Don't you buy a Tesla. We might come and smash your car next. Very sad what they're doing. This carries over to Europe because obviously Europe is radical left. I mean, they're long, long gone. Here they are. I think this is either Germany or France. Take a look. Punctured tires. They've destroyed 80 vehicles in the lot, and then they spray painted the front of the store. I was wrong. It wasn't Germany. It wasn't France. It was Montreal. It was Canada, which is basically Germany and France combined. So this is what's going on. These are the National Socialist Democrats, or the Nazi Democrats, and they will make life uncomfortable for you, your family, your friends, and your local car dealership. Can you believe it? Now, I do notice one thing. The cars do look kind of cool with spray paint on them. I mean, the Cybertruck has a kind of a nice flat angled side, front, and back that it looks good with graffiti. So here's my advice for you, Tesla. Offer the Elon graffiti paint job. Get with local artists. Local artists usually are like on the left, but pay them a good amount of money. Say, hey, we're going to pay you $900 to paint these Cybertrucks, each one, and there's 100 of them. So here you go. You're going to make 1,000 times 100. That's $100,000 this month if you'll paint these for us. Come here every day. Now you have the street urchins defending the cars from other street urchins because that's their way of working. And you can make the two, you put these two kind of fish, these Chinese fighting fish, Japanese poison, and they fight each other. That's what we need to do. So tell me if you like my idea. Elon, hire street artists, Banksy style, to spray paint your trucks, and people can buy their own version of the Elon graffiti Tesla paint job. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's check up in the comments and see what you guys had to say about that. That's illegal. Well, thank you. That is the point. They are going to break the law. The left is getting upset that they might be brought up on terrorism charges. They're like, it's not terrorism, I'm just bashing up a car. But here's why it is terrorism. They're trying to make an economic impact. They're trying to make a global impact. They're trying to make a political statement, warning Elon and other entrepreneurs, don't you dare go work with Trump or else. Terrorism. We got a North Korean in the house. It's always fun when people from all over the world get in here. And Elon was just interviewed. The stories of money waste they gave is starting. Yes, so with all that said, Elon's stock has come back up from its low point, and I hope it keeps going up. It went all the way down to $229 a share from $489 a share, so it's like 50% cut, but now it's up in the 260s as of today, I think. So what that means is it's bounced back about 15-20% from its low. Might be a good opportunity to show your support quietly by just buying some. If you buy the S&P 500, Tesla is in there. It's part of the mix. So you can do it that way. But a lot of people have Tesla in their portfolio and they don't even know it because it's part of those electronically traded funds, ETFs. Okay, there you go. So you might be a Tesla owner. You didn't even know it, especially if it's in your retirement. All right, so we got to stop this. The National Socialist Democrats, Nazis. Hi from the New Hampshire area. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to work on coming there soon. And for those of you just joining me, I'm going to be in Texas, Southern California, Janesville, Wisconsin, and a few other dates. I just added them on kvon.tv. Go check it out as soon as this ends. Now, it is time to end with something a little bit funny. If it's funny, I don't know. Guys, be on alert. I'm going to talk to the men. Be on high alert. You meet a beautiful girl, you flirt with her, and she's like, would you take me to this restaurant? I've always wanted to try it. That happened to me so many times in LA, and I'm like, well, I'm going to take you to this restaurant because I'm buying. It's our first date, and I'm going to take you here. Well, I wanted to go see, Jade. Well, you want to take me to Jade? Because I'm taking you to Versailles. It's beautiful. It's Cuban. It's got this great chicken and rice and plantains. And then we can go get a drink after. All on me if you'd like to join me. No, I want to go to Jade. Bye. If you ask a girl on a date and she's trying to pick the restaurant you take her to and make you pay, guys, you kind of got to put your foot down. Say, we could do that next time. I have this planned. And you're going to see why. I'm so glad I never fell for it. Because your boy is smarter than most. Take a look what women are doing now and why they want to go to that restaurant so bad.
Any updates on what the dating scene has been like for you in Dubai?
It's become a business.
So the restaurant want you to come and eat, and then they're going to pay you for bringing some guy to eat at the restaurant.
So basically, the deal is you come eat with this guy who doesn't know that you are part of this deal. You order all the expensive on the menu. He pays for the full bill. He leaves. And obviously, you've gotten a date out of it. And then the restaurant also pays you
so
commission.
Then you earn commission.
Yeah, that's insane. There's a different word for that.
Did you just hear what happened? She said, take me to that restaurant. You go there, she has an account. You're not the first guy she's brought there. She's a hustler. She brings all her dates there that she meets. Instagram DMs. Yeah, well, we can go out to take me to Jade. You take her there. She's like, hope you don't really get mad about this. By the way, tip 30%. I used to be a bartender. I love when guys tip 30 or 40%. Please, baby, don't you like me? Next thing you know, boom, check her Venmo. You just dropped $350, $400 on a date. She gets 20% kickback. She's making $100 for going out with you. Okay, that's if you're lucky. If she orders the champagne, that might be a $1,000 bottle. If she orders the surf and the turf, man, oh man, she might walk with $500 from you taking her out. So it's not as simple as it used to be. Don't be a simp. Keep it simple. Do what I said. Say, hey, we're going to this restaurant. I already made reservations. Next time you want to take me to Jade, you can pay for it. And she'll be like, because you're getting work. Now, that one woman telling the real deal, it looks like she's been on a lot of dates and she's made a lot of commission, but she has been overfed.
Any updates on what the dating scene has been like for you in Dubai?
It's become a business.
So the restaurant want you to come and eat, and then they're gonna pay you for bringing some guy to eat at the restaurant.
So basically, the deal is you come eat.
So she's telling you the deal. We know the deal. She supersized it. All right, that is a scandalous stuff going on. It's so gross it makes you want to take a shower. But first, we're going to end with a laugh. It is Persian New Year. Persians celebrate the New Year in the spring. Makes more sense to me. December 31st, kind of cold. You know, you're out all night, you get pneumonia. But March 21st, 22nd, 23rd, I'm going to be at a Nowruz event in 2 days. That's in D.C. I'm going to be at another one in 3 days. That's in Dearborn, Michigan. And what I love about Nowruz is everyone's dressed nice. You can put on your spring outfits. You can go dancing. You have lots of good food. The kids come. The grandparents come. Everybody's having fun. It's like a wedding. It's so fancy. And so I'm going to drop my famous Persian joke. This is the first joke that went viral for me that got over 10 million views when I was just a baby comedian 4 years in.
Because Middle Eastern people always fight over the bill. My dad taught me that. My dad loves to fight for the bill and pay. But you know who else likes to do that? His brother, my uncle. So when they eat together, somebody gets hurt when the bill comes. He's like, no, me, da, da, da. I'm like, you guys, it's McDonald's. Let me pay, please. We're scaring everybody here. They've been doing this, fighting over the bill for 6 decades. The first time I remember, the bill didn't even come. My uncle was upset. He goes, where, excuse me, where's the bill? She goes, oh, no. He paid when he walked in. And my uncle was depressed until the next time they could go out and eat again. The next time we go to eat, the bill doesn't come again. My dad goes, I was watching you. Where's the bill? My uncle goes, I called in, my credit card number is done. And the next time we went to eat, finally, I gotta be here. My dad is sitting there, and the bill comes. He forgets to reach for it. My uncle grabs it. I beat you. And my uncle gave the credit card, and the lady walked away. And then the lady came back. She looked at my uncle and said, sir, your credit card isn't working. My uncle looked at my dad and goes, what did you do? My dad goes, I canceled your credit card.
I canceled your card over the phone. Well, that was me when I was about 14 years younger. How's it holding up, folks? Be honest. Thank you for tuning in to The Right Show. It is not a podcast, but a vodcast. We're here on video every week, making fun and wrapping up the news in a way that no other person will. And we do it together. This is not just a podcast. It is a support group for normal people. We need to get together at least once a week to take a breather from what's going on. A lot of people leaving comments. I'm going to put them on the screen, even though our show is basically over. I want to encourage everyone to go on kavon.tv, find a show near you. And if there isn't one, put on a comedy night. You only need 50, 60 people to put on a comedy night. 100 people, 200, 400, 1,000 makes it even easier for me because there's already laughter in the room. But yeah, I've done a clubhouse at a community center for 40 people, had a blast. And I've done a small theater in Coeur d'Alene where 400 people showed up and everything in between. All right. Thank you guys for all your nice comments. I'm looking at them now. I'm going to keep putting them on the screen. Look at this one. User Minix, you used to be handsome. Well, guess what? I've been through a lot. I've flown on a lot of Spirit Airlines. I survived a pandemic. Every wrinkle I earned. And the Persian bags under my eyes are Gucci. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to keep putting your comments on the screen, so don't log off just yet, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your week.
You